Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Z.
Oh, I completely blinked out. Do it again. Sorry.
Hello and welcome. My name is Tom.
And I'm Heather.
And you're sitting at the Couples Table.
The Couples Table is a live stream podcast here on this channel. Join us for better or worse.
For richer or poorer.
In sickness and in health.
As long as we both shall stream.
If you change one thing, I'm like...
Where do we have? We have audio.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. We are here. Episode 102. Hello, everybody. Let's say hi to everyone. Patrick. I told Tom Z his second channel had been a little quiet, then he explodes with a post every other day. Are you doing a challenge?
No, I'm fun making videos.
He's got the bug.
Yeah, it's just fun to make videos.
You are waking up and you're so excited, and I
really
love
fun.
that. It's really cool to see Tom just be very into this right now. Miro says, I have been loving your second channel, Tom. I don't care if it's a challenge. Keep it going. Oh, by the way, the drone you just shared, I have version 1 and was just looking at version 3. Can't wait for your review.
Yeah, version 3 is a huge step up, especially with the controller, with the screen.
Homesick Mac in the house, Mr. Camera Junkie, Roger is here, Bailey, hello, Rob,
Sup.
Spiral Lab, hey, found it, I'm sorry, but I subscribed. It's okay. It's not that I don't want you to, Mark. Like, you're someone I'd want to share it with. Daniel, hello. Drew, hello. Aubrey is here in the house.
We're going to get some dog barks
Megan,
in a second.
What's up? Yeah, sorry for the dog barks.
Preemptively sorry.
Do you see this? Oh, it's the neighbors. Sorry.
The neighbors have to go.
It's
they
just
open their
during
garage when we start the podcast.
Benny, come here, Ben.
He's lucky.
Benny. Hello.
So much fun for the
Curiosity
audio-only
Hour.
listeners.
Sorry. Robotics in the house. Spiral Lab, not a gamer, but a true Heather fan. I could probably be convinced, though my gaming experience is pretty limited to Plants vs. Zombies. Real Pell Room in the house. Gil, hello, beautiful people. Call Me Cubby is here. Hello. And so proud of your flight.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, if you don't know, Tom has a second channel. He just posted a video about his flight lessons, his flight training, which has been really it's so exciting to see Tom be a student and like embrace the whole process of learning something new. It's so cool.
It's been really fun. It's so crazy.
Sorry, Megan.
Yeah. They're friends and they don't know it.
My dogs are barking too, sorry.
You're starting a nationwide howl.
I know. Okay, so let's clarify the title. It's not necessarily a second channel. It's just the easiest way to describe it. But it's starting a channel that isn't starting a new channel that isn't your first YouTube.
We did
channel.
an episode a few weeks ago. Well, actually, a few months ago that was about second YouTube channels. We kind of talked about that, and then I don't even know because you said you haven't shared your full opinion even with me yet, but your idea on second channels. Then I was talking about a difference between a second channel and a new channel. And that's what we're going to channel all that energy into this conversation today.
Yeah. My cat's jumped 5 feet in the air when Ben left. Gil, just listen to me on the Hive podcast. I was on Jared's podcast called The Hive podcast.
Yes.
We talked about creator mental health and bad YouTube advice, so definitely go check it out. And then Richard is here. Okay, so what? Dude, the synapses are.
Let's talk about.
Are firing.
Let's talk
right
about
now.
your YouTube journey.
My YouTube journey.
Your new YouTube journey, because you have 2 YouTube channels. Well, I mean, you've had many YouTube channels, but you have 2.
I have many.
We're on one of them right now, and then you have your tutorial channel, Heather Ramirez, which is tools for content creators, how to teaching content creators how to create better content. And now you've started another channel.
Yes, I started a Ben and Finley channel.
Right, that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. I started a Heather Just Jump channel.
That was a year ago.
Which I uploaded nothing to. I started this one. I actually never brought to life, but I created the channel. It was called Adsense.
Oh yeah.
And it was supposed to be me getting a bunch of stuff from Instagram ads and reviewing them, because when I had insomnia, this was, I don't know, 2.5 years ago, but whenever I had insomnia, I would scroll through Instagram in the middle of the night and I don't know, every other day there was a new package from something I bought from an Instagram ad. I've outgrown that, but That's how I was gonna start.
It's funny because one of the channels I watch a lot,
Does that.
Drew Gooden, some of his most popular videos are like, I just bought every ad I saw for a week, and they're on like the trending page and stuff. So
Yeah.
clearly it's a good idea.
I can't do commentary like that. I feel
Yeah,
like
he makes videos really funny.
Yeah,
but
I can't. I don't have that.
you say you don't, but you're like,
yes.
how often do I tell you I just want your commentary channel because we're watching something or you're playing a game? Just your reactions to things
are
really fun. Yeah, your reaction channel. That's right.
I haven't jumped in a while. I haven't exercised.
The Heather Just Jump channel was interesting though because you were gonna start that, but then you kind of realized that for that a whole like YouTube wasn't the right platform for it.
Yeah.
Like that was like a vertical video
community.
short form content. Well, I guess YouTube is into shorts, but
that was a big reason why I stopped or didn't even start because the jump rope community is so big on Instagram. It's just it's like a perfect Instagram is a perfect tool for it because it's so easy for anyone to record themselves and it's naturally suited for vertical video.
It's a tall activity.
Yeah. So like I don't know. I found like to interact with that community, I was spending more time on Instagram. So yeah, that channel never went anywhere. So, over the years, created a couple channels. We have Share Spark TV. Oh, actually, I guess that's this channel.
I'm going to take this sip of this Coke real quick here.
I needed something to wake me up a little bit. You tried to drink that off.
It wasn't off camera. It was away from the mic.
Oh.
We don't need to go into our ASMR channel now.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so how many channels have you started, Tom?
I started the broadcast one for my school where I worked. And then I started my channel. And then I started my second channor
Yes.
And the second channel I started...
Guess who has neurodivergence?
My second channel was... I originally started it because I needed a place to post videos for Patreon. So it was just full of unlisted videos. So we went to the channel, there was nothing there, and the about section was like, this is where I put Patreon videos. I don't know why you're here, but hi. There's nothing you could see here.
Oh, I think there's a Just Create More channel.
And then
there's nothing there, though.
And then I figured, like, when I wanted to start posting videos to a second channel, I was like, oh, that one is already set up with, like, its own email address, its own, like, everything's already set up with it. I'll just do that. And so I just started posting public videos there.
Did you think of jumping on TikTok? No, because TikTok is going to be the one where I draw the line and I refuse to like download it. I just feel like it's another platform with so many empty calories that I just don't want it in my life. I will, like, if I ever wanted to do vertical short form, I would figure out
Shorts?
Yeah, I was gonna say reels. Both reels or shorts. But TikTok's just like, I feel like it's so, yeah. I don't know. Leo, what's up? Finley eating strawberries is so cute. Yes, it is.
His first strawberries
Daddy
on
Toxic.
camera.
Good evening, everyone. Tom and Heather also. Kombucha, hi. Can't stay, but want to stop by and say hello really quick.
I know you're very, very busy, so thanks for stopping by.
Okay, so let's talk about...
Let's continue your channel. So you started a new channel a while ago, and you haven't really talked about it. It was an idea. You had the idea. You started the channel, and then you... toyed with it a little bit, you put something out there, and now there's something out there and it's getting a response. What is it like? How's it going? What is it? Why did you do this? What are you doing?
Okay, well, let me start off by explaining what I used to think about second channels. Okay, because I think we should both start there.
Yeah, because we definitely changed our opinions.
Yeah. So Couple Stable episode 80 something, there's another episode called like second channel something, and I'm pretty sure what I said was, do not start a second YouTube channel, do not start a second YouTube channel, do not start a second YouTube channel. It's the worst idea ever, because I really think, and there's still a part of me that believes this, I really think that it is hard for, I was gonna say, a normal person, like for most people, I would say, to build two things at once.
Yes.
Like it's like starting two businesses and trying to grow two businesses, because it's so much energy, creativity, like forget production, but just even like everything outside. It's so hard to grow one YouTube channel. Why the heck would you force yourself to grow two? Like I would just say to somebody, if you want to start a second YouTube channel, be aware that it's hard to grow one. So I don't know if you can grow too. If you're at a point where you have 100,000 subscribers or 1,000,000 subscribers or something like that, and you want to have a second YouTube channel kind of as a supplement to like a more hardcore subset of your audience to get like membership stuff and, you know, behind the scenes and stuff, like for that situation that makes sense. But if you're, you know, like if you still haven't seen momentum, however you want to define that, on your main channel, your first channel, and then you want to start a second one because you have like a new hobby or something, and you're like, now I want to make content about this, like I find it really hard to believe that you wouldn't go through the same struggle that you're also going on your first one, on your new one, right? So that's why, like, as a, you know, with my YouTube coach hat on, what I would recommend is I would just caution, like, doing 2 channels is hard.
Yeah. I there's a number of times people have like messaged me and they're like, I want to get started on YouTube. I'm like, that's great. You should. YouTube's awesome. And they have yet to get started, but they're like, I have an idea for 3 channels. One is going to be this, one's going to be that, one's going to be this. And I've got the channel started. I've got a banner made. And I'm like, that's where I'm like, don't do that. You know, do whatever you want to do ultimately, but I definitely wouldn't recommend that. Start a channel, figure out what that channel is, which will probably take a while, and then see how you feel. Because the way I had felt, which, you know, we talked about many times, but the way I felt about second channels was, ideally I was like, I had a hard time thinking of, if I'm going to spend time filming and editing something, why would I spend that time on something that's not going to go on like the main channel that I'm trying to build, that is my thing that I do. It was very hard to wrap my head around that idea. But then also the thing that really drove me crazy was so many people would like, oh, my second channel, that's where I have fun. Go over there, I just have fun over there. I'm like, but that means your main channel that I like, you don't have fun on, you don't like, and that
like,
made me feel bad.
Channel?
Yeah. Like, I'm at your job and now you're over there like happy hour with everybody. I didn't like that. And so I was like, no, you should, you know, it's YouTube, you should be able to do whatever you want. But what I think has evolved for me is I was realizing that it was a very fun creative challenge to try and have ideas and then figure out how to use those in my YouTube channel. You know, whether it's like a camera angle, a technique, a topic, whatever, like, let's figure out how to put this on the YouTube channel. And that's a really fun creative challenge. And that's still like the number one, here's an idea, let me run it through that filter. What I was doing then was, if there really just wasn't a way to make it fit, sometimes there's just not. Nobody on my main channel is, I shouldn't say nobody, but it's not a place to talk about flight training or getting a bass guitar or something like that. Yeah. And so then what I would do is, okay, those ideas don't fit, I won't do that idea. And so there's just a bunch of times where it's like, oh, I'm going to go somewhere. I would love to make a video. I would love to take pictures. I would love to take video of this thing, but I don't really have a reason to do it, so I'm just not going to do it. And that was where I started feeling kind of like, oh, that's not, like, now I'm actively not doing stuff because it won't fit on a channel. And that's where I was like, you know what, having a second channel that's not the, like, I actually have fun over here channel, but it is the outlet for just everything else. And there is, for me, no focus on growth strategy. I just want to make videos that are fun. And then if people choose to watch them and enjoy them, they can do that.
There's no pressure.
There's no pressure. And even though it does take time, Peter was the one who was like, yeah, I never spend more than 2 hours editing a vlog. I was like, oh, okay. And you've seen most of the time when I edit second channel videos, it's 90 minutes on the couch.
Yeah.
So it's like,
that day.
It's like, instead of watching a couple shows or whatever, you're playing Final Fantasy, I'm editing a video, and then it's done. So it doesn't take a ton of extra time. And that was what sort of changed my perspective, because even though I originally thought you should be able to put everything on your channel because that's the whole point, if you're building something up over a period of years and it's growing an audience, even though, sure, philosophically I agree you should be able to put whatever you want there,
right? The
reality is you are taking a stick and putting it in the spoke of your bike tire, and like, why are you like,
there is a two-way dialogue.
Yeah,
like, it's not just you putting out content. There is also having to understand how the audience is receiving that content, and, you know, branding and all of that. Like,
and you could potentially damage the thing that you're building, which I then started looking at as being disrespectful towards my time and energy making this channel and building it. And now I'm going to be disrespectful to myself by doing something that I know is going to harm that. Yeah. And that was where it was kind of like, okay, now I think it might be the time for a second channel. There have been enough ideas that I can't fit on the main channel. I'm feeling a little limited. I love, like, it's not at all complaining about the main channel, but I feel, you know, like there are certain things that can't go there, but I still want to make them. What do I do? And then it made sense to, like, with a no pressure situation. So I don't care if there's a video every day. I don't care if there's not a video for 2 months. Like, it's when there's videos, there's videos. Yeah. That should be the slogan on the channel. Sorry, I know that was long, but that was sort of like the evolution of my second channel.
Yeah, so that's where you are now.
Yes, but the difference would be, I guess, in my case, the second channel is just a supplemental creative outlet. And there's no emphasis on, like, subscriber goals or view counts or anything. It's just making and sharing videos. And that's it. And that's why I was saying there's a difference between second channel and new channel. Yeah. Because I think a second channel oftentimes is what I'm describing. Like, it's one where there's a no pressure situation. Maybe it grows, you know. There's lots of people whose second channels end up becoming their main channels. Right. But there's no pressure. Starting a new channel, I feel, has a different connotation because that is like...
There's no overlap.
There's not necessarily overlap, but you could actually have a thing. I want this to grow. I want there to be strategy behind this. There's sort of a different ambition behind it. And I think that's an important distinction, a new channel versus a second channel. Yeah,
yeah. So what I'm talking about is, like, it's the cases where there is no overlap. Right. Those are it's two different audiences. It's two different communities. It's two different brands. Like, that's hard. That's hard to grow. Mm-hmm. So let me give you some backstory. Tom knows this, but this is, I don't know, 2022. I've been just feeling away with my own content. Creating content, vlogging in New York was super fun. And then, like, after, I don't know.
That made me want to vlog.
I just kind of, like, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think we even did an episode of Couples Table about burnout because, like, oh, maybe it's burnout or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, I know it's not burnout for a fact. Because,
it's so interesting.
Because we've confirmed it's not. But I think what it is that, if I could summarize it, I have been, for the past 6 years, making content about empowering content creators and being an advocate for the creator space. I feel like I found myself not wanting to open up Twitter, not opening up email newsletters. Like, I found myself avoiding it. And I think it's because so much of the conversation was now about NFTs and the race to the biggest and the bestest and AI generated data about how to maximize numbers that I will never comprehend, and, like, how do we optimize and do all these, like, keep attention and like, it just seems so much about efficiency. And, like, it's like the magic.
There's not the passion.
Is not there. And, like, that, it's everywhere. It's just like, it was everywhere where, without even thinking, I found myself feeling very, I don't know, not energized. Like, not even not energized, but tired. Like, I would feel tired when I would log onto Twitter, because Twitter is where I get a lot of my, like, new info about what's happening in the space.
Yeah, Twitter's a place.
And, like, it just, I don't know, man. It was just, I started to get, it's not that I was tired about talking about content creation. I was tired of being in that space. Like, I don't know. I got jaded, maybe, right? And so then I thought it was like, oh, maybe it's creator burnout because I'm just burnt out. I've been creating the same content for years or whatever. But I also wasn't in a rush to solve anything. Right. Like, I didn't feel like anything needed to be fixed. Couples Table's doing great, like, whatever, right? And then my brother convinced me to play Final Fantasy 14.
Well, you know what it was? It's really it's because you got this second monitor over here.
Yes, that's what it was.
She got a second monitor and was like, I want to play a game.
maybe what I need. See, this has been months, right? So I was like, maybe what I need is, like, a new setup, like some kind of upgrade, or because, you know, when Tom gets a new,
my room is unusable right now because I'm trying to
you get this. A new camera or microphone, like, you get excited to, you know, make content. So I was like, maybe I need some kind of setup upgrade. So I decided to get a second monitor, and it's a gaming monitor. And then so I was like, this kind of reminds me, like, it'd be cool to play a game on here. And then, like, as that was happening, my brother was like, you should play Final Fantasy 14. You should play Final Fantasy 14. And I was like, I really don't want to play an MMO. And if you don't know what that means, it's basically like, it's not just a video game, but it's a game where you play with other people on the internet. And that's the part where I was like, I don't want to play with other people on the internet. I just want to play a game, like, on the couch and no one's bothering me. So that's why I was against it for so long. Anyway. Long story short, I got obsessed. I got like insanely obsessed with Final Fantasy, like in a way that I haven't like I could say it's my favorite game ever. It's the most hours I've ever put into a game, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm the newest, biggest Final Fantasy 14 fan. And so, like so much so that all I talk about is Final Fantasy 14. And I had the thought like, oh, isn't this what I tell people? Like, isn't this what we talk about? Hey, you have that thing that you can't stop talking about where everyone in your life is like, gosh, that's all you talk about. Maybe you should start a YouTube channel about that, because there's other people who also feel that way about that thing. And that's when I was like, why aren't I've wanted, like, as a lifelong gamer, why don't I make a gaming channel?
You've joked about it a lot in the past. You've said like, I should do a gaming channel. I want to do games. But
why?
You never
And
did.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
To me, it's like it's not going to contribute to income. It doesn't build my business. It feels like a waste of time. It's like, this is not the thing that's going to get me paid. Shouldn't I be like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, like, shouldn't everything I do be an investment towards our future? You know, like a gaming channel. What the heck?
I'm just like just have fun, play your games. Like, it's
whatever. So finally, I couldn't take it anymore. Finally, like, it got to the point where I would wake up in the middle of the night scripting out videos for this non-existent channel. Like, oh my God, if I had the channel, I would make this, and I'd make this, and I'd make this video and this video and this video. And that's when I was like, okay, this feeling of, you know, creativity, just like inspiration is hitting me. Remember that feeling where you don't have to find inspiration? Like, it's just there. That's like such a rare feeling. Why wouldn't I capitalize on that, right? So then finally I was like, Tom, I think, of course. He was like, just make your gaming channel. Like, why wouldn't you? Of course. So finally I made the video. This is a YouTube channel that had 3 subscribers, which I believe was me, my brother, and you.
Yo.
3. And I started that channel, I think, in May of this year, because I wanted to stream my first time playing Final Fantasy, because I was like, why not? Anyway, I uploaded my very first video 4 days ago, and already passed the 100 subscriber mark.
Flew past it.
Almost at 5,000 views for that first video. And besides that, had the best time ever. Did not follow any of the best practices. It's a freaking half-hour video of me talking, literally me rambling about video games. Like, there's no, like, I had an outline, but not scripted, not prepared, no, like, completely different way of approaching videos than I have with anything else that I've created. Like, because I'm not the authority. I'm not the expert. Like, I don't have to care about what I'm going to say, because it's literally just like,
no one's going to take it as
if you were sitting here, this is exactly what I would say. Like, it's just a stream of consciousness almost, right? I mean, I did, of course, make sure it made sense, but that's it. I had a lot of fun doing B-roll and cutting it and editing it together. And, like, it is the most fun I've had with making a video in, gosh, years, I would say.
What about, like, the comments?
Okay, and then, like, the comments, right? The comments. Like,
the YouTube
I started
comments.
screenshotting these because I can't even, like, explain to you how these make me feel. Okay, so here's a comment I got.
It's a long one.
I really adored all the points of why you enjoy Final Fantasy XIV, and it is definitely a good way to enjoy the game, as I can definitely relate, and it is the way I play it as well. I remember when I first started, I flat out refused to do any sort of group content, but a friend of mine held my hand, etc., etc. I would love to see more of your takes on various parts of the game, and how you, as this type of player, see it. Please keep up the good work. It was such a pleasure to watch your videos.
Very different.
Like,
because not only is it a thing that people are passionate about, but it happens to be a thing where that passionate community is also well known for being, like, kind and enthusiastic, and
it's it's so much about
inviting.
like, oh my gosh, I completely relate to what you're saying, and like, oh my gosh, I feel this way too. I've gotten comments of like, I'm so glad you made this video because this is how I feel and I haven't been able to say it, or like, you know, just a lot of that. And it's so different from my other channels that are just like, thanks. How else how do you do this with whatever
Or telling you
program?
why you're wrong.
Yeah. Or like, you talk with your hands too much.
You
or,
even had
like,
people find you in the game.
Yes, I had someone find me in the game. They logged in and gave me a gift in the game, and I was like, this is why I made it, because
To get gifts in the game.
No, but it's like I'm geeking out with other
Yes.
people who get it, and it's like I can't explain how happy it's made me. Like, I feel like there's a fire, you know, like I'm so excited. And I felt this way before about my other YouTube channels, but I think because of the global conversation, I just got like jaded. And this community, awesome, but what I prided myself in being is like the one who was at the forefront, right? Like, I would take all the trends and see all the news and then bring it to my community and be like, oh, here's where I think where the passion economy, enthusiasm economy, like all of that stuff. And I don't know, I got so like, it just made me all tired. Like,
yeah.
it did the opposite of what this is doing. And I haven't checked the comments yet, so yeah. But the other thing I wanted to say really quick is that I don't want to tell anybody about this channel, because I don't want, and I only want people who are genuinely, like, who organically find it through the platform to subscribe, because it's also kind of an experiment of like, how does YouTube discovery work in 2022? I also don't want, I mentioned this in the pre-show, I don't want any leverage of like, you know, I have an existing audience, let me push it to that channel. No, like, if I'm telling people that YouTube is magic and you should start a YouTube channel because it can change your life and all this, then I want to show, yes, it's possible. And like, even if you started today,
I think that's great.
yeah. And what was the other thing I wanted to say? I guess I'll wrap it up with my how my viewpoint has changed on the second channel. 'Cause
yeah.
obviously I'm having a great time. I'm not saying that this is going to become the main channel. There is a part of me that is not going to lie. If it does become the main channel, like, I think I'd be really happy. But I also don't want to put any pressure on what is just good times right now. I have changed my stance on recommending or suggesting the second channel thing, because it's still very, very, very hard to run two channels at the same time. And I think one channel is going to suffer because obviously, like, the energy is going to be like, you can only put it one place at a time. But what I will say is, what if I had not given this channel a chance? Like, I wouldn't have felt this. I wouldn't have seen that this is what I'm capable of. I wouldn't have met these people that I've connected with just in the past week. Like, I wouldn't have, like, none of this would have happened if I didn't give myself a chance. So what if there is a channel for you that you have yet to create that ends up being the thing, right? Like, maybe even, it's been 6 years, like, maybe you've been working on a channel and it's like, it's going great and whatever. And I could say like, oh my gosh, I wasted all my time. Like, this has been for nothing. I would never see it that way. But, you know, I don't know, maybe someone else would see it that way. But like, what if in the future, like, there is something that you have yet to create and all of this is leading to that? I know it's a super idealistic, like, optimistic way to look at it, but like, I wouldn't have been able to create this video if not for the 6 years of experience and thumbnail making. Like, I knew what I was doing. You know?
I mean,
like,
it looks good. It sounds good. There's B-roll footage. There's
it's
gameplay
in this
footage.
studio. Like, yeah, it's not my first YouTube video. It's not. And I knew that. Versus someone who's going to start, you know, a brand new gaming channel and they don't have eCam. They don't have, you know, a camera. Like, you know, it's going to take some time.
Yeah. definitely had quite an advantage as far as that
so
goes.
that's the only thing I've changed. Like, it's still hard to build 2 channels, but if you have this itch for creating a new channel because, like, it's an obsession, it's a thing that you can't stop talking about, it keeps you up at night, like, it makes you feel happy when you think about it, like, maybe that's the thing where the ideas come naturally instead of you having to force them.
Right.
And I think that's worth exploring.
I agree. I'm really excited for you and your channel. James Mark said, the idea of starting a second channel makes me feel like it'll naturally draw me away from my primary one that is already challenging to grow on.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I felt for a long time too. Roger says, if you have a main channel, couldn't the second channel be just for repost what you want? Don't care about view. Yeah, I think this is a previous comment from when we kind of already talked about that. But,
Yeah.
and that's what it is in my case. But, you know, like in my case on the second channel, there's one video that sort of took off a little bit and got like 16,000 views while the channel had, 8 subscribers or whatever. And I was like, no, like I don't want.
That's how I feel, dude.
I don't want that
not
pressure.
Yeah.
Well, because I was like, I know that they're not going to get more of this video, so people are going to see that and they're like, cool, it's this kind of. It is not that kind of channel, which is why then I like actively did try to not make more of those videos again. But I think
it's about your base.
It was about the base, which I love, and I'm happy to talk about the base. But the other thing was, I feel like with your channel, it's a little different because not that you're like. You're doing it based on the passion and the excitement and the inspiration, but also like, yeah, I mean, kind of want the video to do good. Like, get this really exciting if the video does well, if the channel grows, if the numbers go up. I feel like, that's sort of, I think, a difference in the different approaches between the channels.
Yeah. Daddy Toxic says, I think Tom had a great point about second channels in his podcast episode about second channels. He said that you might need a second one if it is totally different than the first one.
That's just the different channels for different audiences thing, which again, like totally, I don't know if Peter Gregg's here or watching, but I know like he has his camera channel and he has a cooking channel. Those are
cooking channel?
He does. Peter's Kitchen.
I didn't know that.
They're very different channels for very different audiences.
Wait, like Christmas Peter?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's him in the kitchen. That's and of course, great. He's got multiple cameras and it looks great and it sounds great because he's got all the production experience.
That channel.
But yeah, I mean, other people aren't going to... People who want a new camera review aren't necessarily also people who want to know how to make like a brisket. So...
Bailey says, I've been going to my new school for 2 weeks now. Yes. And since I started, I've already got jobs lined up with operating and managing audio, lighting, cameras, etc. So for me, very exciting.
That is really exciting.
Awesome, Bailey.
So glad. So glad.
Excited for you. Dr. Sev, hello. I can barely manage one, much less 2 or more.
Yeah. As soon as it feels like an obligation, I mean, don't even do it.
Ono Coffee says, my second channels are for interests completely different than the main channel.
Yes.
Final Fantasy 7 and 8 are the best ones. Actually, 9 was my favorite one before I played 14. And now 14 is my favorite one.
Peter Lindgren's second channel membership is wildly different from his primary channel pricing, like $2 versus $40. I haven't looked at his second channel.
Plan to do a second channel membership?
$10. Right now, my second.
$40.
I don't know.
Wait, like on the vlog channel, it's $40?
I haven't checked his memberships. Mine is not monetized, so I can't do anything on it now, which is fine.
Oh yeah, because you need 1,000 subscribers.
You need 1,000.
I forgot that was the thing.
Which I wouldn't mind, since YouTube does just by default put ads on things. I wouldn't mind getting that channel monetized. So it's like, hey, if it can bring an extra $30 a month, sure, why not? But right now I have my Patreon and I have my YouTube channel memberships, and I'm really happy with those. So I still kind of just direct people there. I don't think I would do another channel membership.
Aubrey putting sticks in the spokes of your
yeah.
I think she felt that one.
Sorry.
Bailey says, this is Tom Book 2, and when there's videos, there's videos.
That's pretty much how it works.
Curiosity Network podcast. I think Peter Lindgren explains it best. He views his main channel as work and something he has to do for income, and his second channel as fun or things he wants to do. Yeah, and
I know he did a video very recently where he was sort of re-evaluating that perspective, because I don't want to speak for him, but he almost felt like he had gone too far in that direction where the main channel was work and the second channel was the channel he was having fun with, and he was like, maybe I should balance that out a little bit.
Yeah, like I feel like it shouldn't be, because then why would you? Yeah, I think it should be more of a balance.
But I also know a bit about his schedule and his projects that he's working on, and it's like, yeah, by the time you check all those boxes, the energy to then go now also make another thing, there's only so many hours in the day.
Bonds and media. I've been going back and forth on starting a channel as a creative outlet. Being a jack of all trades are so many things I want to try and share. And but as you said, have no pressure, no expectations.
Yes, that was when I started mine or started posting to mine. What I was telling Heather was like, I just don't care. I just don't care. And she was like, no, it's not.
It's not that you don't care. It's not the way to say it.
Yeah.
It's that there's no pressure.
Because I do care about the videos, and I
'Cause
do
I
care
care
about the
too.
people. And obviously,
Yeah.
the fact that I'm even putting them on the internet means like you probably want someone to watch this, right? Like,
I don't want this channel to like blast off. Like I just want, if you want to be there, I just want to share my love for video games. And if you want to come along for the ride, then cool. What that number is doesn't matter to me.
Right.
But in terms of like the creative process and the community that's there, like I care about that.
yeah. So that's what it's like. No pressure comes from, which feels totally different. Like, I mean, you were putting a lot of work into your like thumbnail and stuff. My second channel thumbnails are just frame grabs that I put into Photoshop and increase the saturation on. Like that's it. Just make the colors pop a little bit, maybe a slight vignette, and that's it.
The FF7 remake was good. It was good.
Is that the one you showed me where it was like the memes of like
Yeah.
really
This is what I thought it looked like.
polygonal people?
Michael, hello. Hobbies feed us in a different way, and that's really, really good.
Yeah, you get a lot out of your hobbies.
Happiness is a joystick.
I like that.
James, what is the gaming channel link? I'm scared to share it. I don't think I'm going to share it. If you really want to know, then message me.
Because it is, it's not like to be coy or anything, but it really is like you're after having a channel that's big, but you know, like you were saying, 11,000 viewers and a video gets 50 views, or 11,000 subscribers, a video gets 50 views. Obviously, as a channel grows and the, you know,
Yeah, like I get
people
it.
drop off, people literally die over time. Like they're not all there anymore. I mean, think about a channel that's been on for 12 years and has millions of subscribers, but like at that point,
Yeah.
there are people who are just no longer around. Like, so you can't account for that. So at this point, it's nice to know that everybody who's there is there because of this.
Like I love my 129 new people.
I'm sure you're at like 140 by now because your channel's blowing up. She's gonna check.
See, this is not. This is.
You know what? It's fun.
Is it though?
It's fun to me.
It's at
136. Sorry, I'm just peeking here.
What are you peeking at, babe?
I'm just peeking. Most recent comments from brother.
Yeah. Anyway.
So
yeah, if you want to check it out, you can send me a message.
Color Up says, I'm full-time with the Casino Craps Dice channel. It's very specific niche. I want to add poker. Not sure if I should do that on a second channel or main. The audience overlaps on both.
I would say keep it on both, because if the audience overlaps.
That feels like a both thing. It's like a gaming channel. Like at one point, you're going to want to do a video that's not about Final Fantasy,
Yeah,
but it's about a game.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't know enough about that kind of gaming community to know if it's like, no, you got poker people over here, you got craps people over here, if there is that divide.
Yeah, like whiskey versus bourbon or something.
Yeah, or
like,
baseball and basketball are sports, but
yeah,
maybe you'd want to have only. So I don't know about that, but it feels like that would be some overlap, or at least we're trying to see.
The important is exactly that. If you do something, like it.
Yes, Robotrix. The important thing is exactly that. If you do,
Heather.
There's been a different nickname in every comment today. Ride that good vibe. Finding more people who love what you love is never a bad thing. Yes, that's true.
Three channels,
so they can all suffer together. Caleb, what's up, Caleb? How do you clarify for yourself what content goes on which channel?
Yeah.
For you, it's easy. If it's about Final Fantasy, it goes on the game.
It was hard. It was hard when it was just this channel and Heather Ramirez. Like that was really hard.
Oh, I remember those discussions.
God, it was so hard. But
no, it's
you're
pretty...
also kind of.
I mean, for me, it's weird. For me, it's like it's pretty obvious. If this is a video about like a piece of gear, I'm teaching someone something. If the goal of the video is audience takeaway, like I want to explain something, teach something, someone walks away knowing more. That's a main channel thing. If it's unrelated to that topic and it's more leaning into just entertainment or for funsies, then it's the second one. That being said, the video I put out today was originally made for my second channel, the one about the drones, And then as I was making it, I was like, this is just like kind of a good video. It like makes sense to be on the other. Like it was too close in line. It's like, yeah, it makes sense to be on the other one. So I like polish it up a little bit more and put it on the main channel. But that's why it's funny, because like the tone of the video is much more conversational, which I kind of like. It's a little more casual, but it's also kind of what got me into trouble today. So, yeah.
A week ago, stumbled upon Camera Conspiracy's vegan
Oh, yeah.
YouTube.
I found that too.
Don't forget to pin your comment on your latest video. Did I not? I thought I did. I made a secret second channel, but the new ads on all videos crushed it before it got started.
Oh, like people weren't sitting through the ads? Because that's, I used to be so like, there's no point monetizing if it's, you know, like, well, you're going to get $20 a month and now people are going to have to sit in ads, not worth it. But now that YouTube puts ads on every video, just monetize as early as you can, because you might as well be getting a cut of that.
David, if you haven't successfully grown your primary channel, should you start a second channel or pivot?
I think that I would say that depends on how you feel about your main channel. Like, if it's still something, if it's a topic that you feel like there's more you want to work, like you want to engage with that topic more, then keep building. And then the second channel would be a different audience or a creative outlet or something. But if you feel like you've reached the end of like, I started this channel, I made X number of videos or did it for a while, and now I kind of feel like you're losing interest in the topic, then that's where I think it's worth talking about a pivot or starting a new channel. But none of those have to do with numbers or performance. It's how you feel as the creator.
Right. Dr. Seb, if I were to do a second channel, it would be my gardening and cooking my harvest. Now that would be fun. My personal finance channel is fun.
Very different.
Fun too, though. Yeah. You never know. Heather's gaming channel could be sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
It's true. You could get some sweet little gaming earbuds.
Dude, I thought that Mavic 3 video had a second channel vibe. Good stuff, Titu.
Yeah, it's definitely a second channel thing, because it was, that's why like there's not even really jokes or anything in it. It's just we just hang out talking about drones.
I find it hard how YouTube promotes us when we become niche with our channels, but when as human beings we have so many more interests.
Yeah,
I know
that's hard, and it's funny because I've been looking.
That's very frustrating, but I also like the way that I see it is if this is what I gotta do to be able to use this platform for free, then
yeah. I also with this I have been, it's not even frustration, but I've been laying the blame more on the audience than YouTube for that, because I feel like
people are allowing
YouTube will, like, you know, you have a couple videos that bomb, YouTube buries your channel, like it does, and that sucks. But realistically, like, it is kind of true. If you have a video or a channel about microphones and you do microphone, and now you do, you know, something that's unrelated to that, it does make sense that the people who are drawn to that thing, it's almost like the word channel is a misnomer, because it's like you have a channel on TV and it has all these different shows on it and they can be very different. Whereas it's more like a show, like, you know, I don't know, Bob's Burgers, right? It's a show on a channel. That channel has live action shows. That channel has news shows. That has all these different things. Yeah. But Bob's Burgers is a show. If that show suddenly was a live action sitcom, I'd be like, wait, this isn't what I like about this show, even though there's nothing necessarily wrong with what they've changed to. Yeah. So it's almost like it's your YouTube show more than a channel in a way. And of course it depends, because some people from the get-go are just all about them and their personality, and so it doesn't matter what they're doing because it is a personality-based channel.
A sleep sounds channel.
Oh, with ads?
It's useless.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
Yeah.
But the biggest example, I think, is a while ago, prior to having YouTube Premium, I was watching a video, and I don't know, it was a camera review or something, and there was a mid-roll ad for chocolate Frosted Flakes. And the ad was 5 seconds. And literally, I don't know who it was, if it was like Caleb Pike. It was like someone who's pretty chill talking about like, yeah, so the camera's got this thing here, and there was like, new chocolate Frosted Flakes here, like it crush your breakfast to death. And then this feature over here. And I was like, did I just have a stroke? Like, what happened? Like, I don't even remember. I couldn't even comprehend that an ad was playing, and it was so insane.
You remember it to this day. So.
I do remember it. I remember it was cereal. I think it was chocolate Frosted Flakes is what comes to mind, but it was like so jarring and insane. And I can only imagine that happening in like a Sleep Sounds video. And that would be terrible.
Tony says, I like when I find someone through 1 or 2 tech videos, but they do something else that's really cool that I like as well.
Yeah. Sometimes I found videos because it will be like my camera review, my studio setup, my whatever, but it turns out they're just making that video on their art channel,
Right.
their whatever other channel, and it's like, oh, this is kind of cool now.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Impression came on point. I was trying to think of. I thought I had another point, but yeah, me listening to sleep channels, waking up to these kinds of ads, which is funny because it's happened on like some of the like chill beats to study to channels or whatever that I would put on in my like classes at school.
We've had YouTube Premium for so long.
Yeah, I forget that there are ads.
Yeah, like
on
when
it.
I'm on the gaming channel and then a YouTube video plays, or I forget to switch accounts, and I'm like, what is this? This is commercial.
I was watching a video yesterday, and it kept going to like 2 seconds of black at these different sections. Like after a point, I was like, "Why? That's weird." They just like leave black, and then it's like, "Oh, mid rolls." He's making intentional points to put mid rolls in the video.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, actually, I would prefer that because then it's like this point is done. Now we're going to have an ad. Now we're going to come back and talk about a new point. It wasn't the crazy chocolate thing was literally mid-sentence, like talking about, I can't remember. Oh, but that's what I was going to talk about with the second channel.
What were you talking about with the second
So
channel?
there's been this, when I started my first channel, a big thing was because I was teaching digital media
Yeah.
and not making digital media.
Yes.
And so I wanted to make something and I wanted it to be totally unrelated to work.
Okay.
Then it became my full-time job. But in the interim, working on like the YouTube channel made me a better teacher. And
Yes.
then funnily enough, being a teacher helped me to be better at YouTube as well, like communicating and stuff. It's been really interesting. The second channel with no pressure.
Right.
Obviously, like having the experience of the main channel, you know, I can make videos a lot faster than I could have if I were just starting out and that kind of stuff. But vice versa, it's like taught me
Made
to
you
use
a
equipment
better-
in different
yeah.
ways, taught me to feel comfortable on cameras in different ways because I was getting into such a specific thing of like, the second channel really is like, okay, my shirt has dog hair all over it. My hair is messed up, like whatever. We will record this segment now. That's not anything I would do on the main channel. And that's been a really cool thing. And then I had my camera here because a really fun thing is my first few videos, and still even my most recent was mainly, I say mostly and mainly, and I said mainly.
No, I know.
Filmed with my GoPro because it's the easiest camera. My phone camera is okay, but the GoPro's better and it's more stable. And then I started using the A7 IV, which is funny because I had the two Sony cameras, the A7S III, the FX3. They're very high-end cameras. This is still a high-end camera, but it's lower than those. Still more expensive than like any other camera I had. But I got it, and the other cameras are just like, they're just kind of better video cameras, like better studio cameras, better video cameras. So this was like my third camera when I needed an overhead, when I needed to take a photo. I have fallen completely in love with this camera because of the second channel, because it's just the one that I take everywhere with me now, and having like the ability to punch into Super 35 mode, the ability to take high-res photos. Like when we went to Morro Bay a few weeks ago, it was like, oh, I can like literally take really good photos now, or have a camera that can take really good photos. And now I can switch to video. And now it has some specific things of like, I can really customize things more than I can on my other camera. I just have my old, I don't want to take my like expensive lens out in the world, so I have my old Canon lens adapted to it. So in the videos, you hear the clicking of the autofocus. Listen how loud this autofocus is on this lens. It makes a lot of noises. I'm sure you can hear it. This mic picks it up for sure. I don't care. That's fine. Like, there's no pressure because it's all right. The audio is not necessarily perfect because of that. But I've learned so much about this camera that now I want to make a video on my main channel that's like, I was wrong about the A7 IV, and explain how much I've learned about this and how much I've come to appreciate it because of that. And that's been really cool.
That's great.
And that's all the other stuff like camera bags and travel tripods and all this stuff. Like, I have different feelings on them. Even getting a microphone that doesn't need cables, like, it's been really fun. Like, I've learned about gear in a way that I wasn't. It's filled the gap. Here's where it's filled the gap. When I was teaching, I would work with students.
Right. And you would learn stuff. You would have the
Yes.
experience of using the tools, but now it's like the only experience you have is when you make your videos, but
Yeah.
now you have another outlet.
Yeah, I would have a student who's like, Mr. Buck, I need to do this crazy weird scene with this
Yeah.
weird lighting. Okay, let's figure out how to, you're working on a narrative film like or a documentary. It's something I don't do, but let's figure out how to do it. And leaving teaching, those opportunities just don't pop up anymore. But now I feel like this is kind of that thing of like, yeah, how do I use this? How does this work? Like, yeah, like filming outside in the bright sun without a lavalier microphone or something. How does that work? Like, it's been really cool. It's almost like professional development.
Right.
But fun.
Yeah, you were having a great time.
It's so much fun. Like I just want to keep like making videos and grab the camera and take it everywhere.
I guess that is the good thing about podcast ads. Generally, it is an ad read by the host, so it isn't calm voice and then bam, buy this mattress and then back to calm. Yes, that's what. It's funny. That's the ultimate YouTube premium flex. I forgot ads exist because here's the thing. Like, whenever we watch TV, it's all on demand, so there's no ads. Like whenever I'm watching something, there's just no.
Oh my
I don't
God.
see ads. So when I do see ads, it's very jarring. And I'll tell you where this happened. I was trying to watch a stream on Twitch, which I don't.
Oh yeah, I
don't ever
stuck.
watch.
Freaking 30-second unskippable ads.
I don't watch Twitch, but there was this event, Final Fantasy 14 event, so I went in, and like the way that Twitch works is, just like YouTube, it's wherever you log in, that's where you see the ads, and they play 3 unskippable ads. I don't think it even tells you how long the ad is. So you're just, you're just there, and it's so weird that this is how we used to watch TV.
I did that yesterday. I was trying to watch a stream on Twitch from Jarvis Johnson, and it played the ads, and then it went to the stream, but the stream was frozen, so I had to refresh the page.
And then it played them again.
But the other thing is, I didn't tell you about this even. I've been watching some of the new season. There's a new season of Beavis and Butthead out. It's 2022. There's new episodes of Beavis and Butthead. And they, instead of music videos, they make fun of like TikTok and stuff, and it works perfectly. But it's on Paramount Plus, and it sucks. It's so bad. There's not just ads. There's ads like 5 times throughout the one episode of Beavis and Butthead, which is like, they're not long episodes, and the ads are like 3 minutes of ads. It's like an actual commercial break, and I was like, don't I have I'm paying for this? Why is this ads? Oh no, I'm paying for the limited ads thing. You have to pay more to get the probably no ads
Netflix
thing.
is putting ads in soon, so unless you pay for more
it's awful. Like I haven't watched as much because I'm like, I can't do this. Like I want to watch more, but I just can't deal with this. I can't deal with 3 minutes of the show I want and 3 minutes of ads for crap I'm not going to buy. It's really bad. Paramount Plus, the experience, the content amazing, experience awful.
No, Tom. I don't want to get hooked on the A7 IV. Wait until I've bought my FX3.
Yes, get the FX3.
FX3 will be worth the wait. I love mine.
Yes. FX3 is, the reason I use this one is because, and I feel bad, but it's like, I don't want to throw the FX3 in my backpack to go to flight training. Like if it falls, if something happens, like losing that camera, I don't want to say losing this wouldn't have consequences, but that is a $4,000 camera that I would really hurt things if something happened. This I want to take as good care of as I can, but I'm much more comfortable like, yeah, let's pack it in a road trip, or let's do,
Color Up says, why I'm thinking new channel is because I've built up a community with 300 paying members around the first topic, so it's a business. To add second topic is not what they are invested in. What I would do, if they're already paying, do a community poll or membership post and say, isn't that the beauty about a paid membership, is that you can have that dialogue of like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about, input, since you care about, and they care too, right? So you can get their input. That's what I would do. I think if you have 300 members, that's enough of a size.
That's a good size. That's a really good size. I'm ready for you to say a new show. Good. If you're talking about Beavis and Butthead, it's great. It's like it's just better. I don't know how even the voice acting hasn't changed. It's amazing.
Does a content creator get AdSense when someone with premium watches their content? Yes.
You get. I forget what it is, but it doesn't seem like it hurts the creator. So if you want to support channels, don't feel guilty if you have YouTube Premium.
Yeah. Spiral Lab, totally agree. Cannot do ads. It's funny because I didn't even. The only place where I see ads are in the car, because billboards, but they're all local and relevant, so it's fine. And Instagram or Twitter, social media.
Right.
But 1,000%, like I would totally pay. Like I almost paid for Twitter Blue or whatever it is just to get rid of the ads.
Oh, I didn't know that's what it did.
Oh, maybe it doesn't. I thought that's what it was.
I thought it, I don't know, gave you
I would totally pay like,
something.
I don't know, $5 a month to get, you know.
I think $5 a month to like permanently remove some people from Twitter. I know you can block them. I guess it's the same thing. Mute. Yes. I mute a lot of people. It's funny, and then you go into a conversation for someone you haven't muted, but you can't see any of the replies. You're like, oh.
Let's see. Oh, look, Tech Audit TV says yes. In fact, often at better rates than AdSense.
It's because of their premium.
Yeah, I mean, I can see how. Probably, if you're paying for YouTube Premium, maybe you're watching channels like.
You're a baller.
I didn't mean to say that we're ballers or anything, but
it is. Yeah, with $16 a month, we're ballers. That's right.
Bailey says there is one thing that will never get old. Listen to Tom reading out the story of Hank and his old pickup truck. I'm not sure if he's told it lots.
I just watched that episode the other day. It's a good one. Oh, I know why you're bringing it up because of the camera. Yeah, there's an episode of King of the Hill where Hank has a beloved old pickup truck and it's just dying and he doesn't want to let it go. And he's even like starting to cry over it and people are freaked out by that.
Oh, I was totally wrong.
Oh, and then he like it ends up with him like sort of getting tricked into test driving a new truck and he's like, I hate this, I'm not doing it. And he gets in a fight with his son who then like runs off into the rain at night. It's scary. He has to go find him. So he's like, yeah, I'll test drive this truck again. And as he's test driving the truck in this mud storm, it's like, oh, the 4-wheel drive kicks in. Like the heated seats are nice. There's little windshield wipers over the headlights to like get rid of the mud. He like falls in love with the truck because it's really working for him and he's like using it in this case. And that's how I feel about like, the thing I feel about that now is the A74. It's like, dang.
Every business is a local business, right? Isn't Amazon a local business?
Yeah, small mom and pop operation.
Yes.
Yes, Bailey's story got told again. But yeah.
What's the tax at average? It depends on the state. Oh, they're talking about the price of FX3.
Oh yeah, it varies, but also it's important to note too that in the U.S. we don't put sales tax on our prices, our displayed prices.
Michael said. U.S. doesn't include tax in the price.
Yeah, so by the time we walk out the door, the thing ends up being 10% more expensive. So it evens out with some of the European prices. But I know some places, like even in Australia, someone was telling me that, yeah, even in Australia where road products are made, their prices are higher, even after like U.S. tax is included.
Really?
I don't know.
You should. Well,
global economics is not why I got into
know.
YouTube, so I don't know. I'm just like, this thing's cool.
I was gonna say, because in Vegas, you get crazy discounts if you have a Nevada ID.
Yeah, and Nevada has no income tax, so you don't pay income tax. That's why my parents moved there.
All right.
It's time to clear the table.
I think it's
We're right on time. Look at that.
So what's our conclusion? Second channel?
Well, we have changed our tunes on second channels. I think that you should not overwhelm yourself if you're building a first channel. If you feel any obligation to create a second channel, don't create a second channel. If you feel an urge to create a second channel, maybe you want to create a second channel.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
If it feels like an obligation, I should be doing this, or I'm seeing people do it.
I'll tell you, like, there were so many times where I'm like, this is just another one of those things, my ADHD tendency to start something and stop. But like, what I have to remind myself is, even if I did stop, which I don't plan to, even if I do stop or it doesn't keep going, it would have been worth it,
right,
to feel this. Like it's
right.
You know, I needed this. It feels like a win. You know,
it is a win. You know? It's permanently a win. Like it already is, and then where it goes from there.
A supportive husband, everybody.
That's great.
So supportive.
Yeah.
I was like, Tom, I'm gonna start a gaming channel.
I was more excited than anything.
I know, but it's like, you know, when content creation is our bread and butter that like pays the mortgage, and I'm over here like, yeah, so like, you know, all these videos that could potentially generate affiliate income, I'm actually not gonna.
I couldn't care less about that. Channel. I mean, I care about paying the bills, but like, it's fine. Like, our mortgage it's a couple say our mortgage is $1,500 a month. That is not a lot. Like it's not a lot. It's pretty good. So earning $1,500 a month is like a reasonable thing to accomplish. And then it's yeah.
Well, I appreciate your support. Is my point.
Yeah,
I'm a 37-year-old woman making a gaming channel. It just feels a little. It feels like a thing that I shouldn't be doing, but like I don't care,
Yeah, 100% you should be doing it, and that's the ultimate goal is creating the life that you want, and it doesn't matter that you're whatever age, like that's the thing I've been seeing so much is as I've been taking flight lessons, people on online things like, am I too old to start? Am I too old to start? And it's like no, absolutely not, and if anything.
Action crypto mortgage is cheap, but keeping the house cool, yeah.
Even that though, because we're in like this weird
yeah, that's weird
agricultural area where like if we lived literally like a couple streets over, our electric bill would be like double, but we're in like this weird agricultural thing where it's like
we get
significantly cheaper
for some reason.
Yeah, so it's great. I'm married to a 37-year-old e-girl. That's fine.
I gotta dye my hair. Is that what they do?
It's just have fun and enjoy yourself and like explore the stuff that makes you happy, and video games make you happy. And now you get to, because there have been so many times where we're driving somewhere in the car and you're like, okay, I need to tell you the story of this. There's this race over here and this planet here and this thing, and I'm listening and I'm appreciating, but I'm not engaging. I'm not like, that's crazy. Like I thought this was.
Well, that's how I feel about cameras. Like I don't know.
Yeah, you don't. Okay, let me tell you about this switch on the A7 IV that lets me customize my time lapses.
Yeah.
No.
I try so hard to pay attention.
You do a great job.
My eyes glaze over. Like, I have no idea.
That's yeah, I mean, if you've ever...
Not that I don't care. I love seeing you light up and talk about
if you've ever had, like, an 11-year-old talk to you about Minecraft...
Yeah, it's, like, really cute how excited you are about this thing, but, like, I have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah, and so... That's why the channel is so great, because it is an outlet for you to connect with those people who get it in a way that, like, as much as I want to, I can't. I don't. I haven't played hundreds of hours on the game. I don't even understand what's happening on screen half the time. But I appreciate it. I'm not like criticizing it. I think it's cool. I just don't understand it. And so you can't get that from me in our conversations. And even like, your brother's great and a fan of it, but then he's like, I gotta work on this work thing over here, so I'm not playing Final Fantasy. And now you can make a video where you're getting all those thoughts out, and then other people are going like, yes, like, and this blah 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 blah, and that's amazing.
Yeah,
and you should 100% do that.
Yeah, see, I love you. I freaking love you.
I love you too.
I love you. Okay, gosh, let's see. Is Heather going to have her own font too? No, because you know who's an artist? You guys know this about Tom, right? Like, he's an artist. Like, I'm
an artist with all things in life.
He hand draws, he hand letters. Like, he used to be the sign artist at Trader Joe's. Like, he paints. He's just like
artsy fartsy.
He really
sometimes
is.
More fartsy than artsy.
I am not like. I have to learn like everybody else. Stick figures, and that's my creativity. Are you guys California for life, or do you ever see yourselves moving? We just had this conversation. You know where I would love to move?
Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I would like to move somewhere where I can actually speak the language.
But like, it's the thing. The thing is, like, we love our house so much. Our house is so customized. For like, we got 2 YouTube studios in here. We have
an amazing yard. And we're in California, but we're in this area that's relatively low cost of living, and especially like having bought the house back in 2014, housing prices were not what they are now. So like what we have now, we couldn't just like pick it up and have it somewhere else.
There's like no traffic here.
It's really, really hot in the summertime.
It's hot,
but also like there's no snowstorms. There's no like tornadoes. There's earthquakes. So it's like there's nice. There's a lot of nice things. It's 2 hours from everything. If you need to go to the beach, if you want to go to the mountains, if you want to do whatever, like there's a lot of just huge perks that you can't really get elsewhere.
Oh no, Coffee. Are you guys going to Vid Summit? So, you know how I said that like the creator space was kind of making me feel tired? A lot of it is like, no, I'm not, and like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not criticizing my fellow YouTube coaches and gurus and experts and stuff, but like, I don't want to know how Mr. Beast makes his videos because we are not on the same, we're just not playing with the same pieces here. And I feel like so much of Vid Summit is like that. So I don't think I don't think there's ever going to be a time where I willingly go to Vid Summit. Like, you'd have to drag me.
I would love to connect with so many of the people who are at Vid Summit, but
Yes.
I don't really want to connect with them at Vid Summit.
At Vid
like
Summit.
in that context.
Yeah, like you want to go to happy hour? Let's go. Like, I'd love to meet you and just hang out, but like I don't want to know about the trends and whatever you're doing to keep attention for longer, and like I don't know. Having like seeing Tom go through, you know, how much work you put in 2022, like, yes, the past 5 years, but like especially this past year, I don't know, maybe it was jealousy of like, you know, that spark you have for cameras and you're just geeking out with other people who love audio and video and this stuff. Like, I don't have that necessarily because I'm teaching. Like, I am in the position, like, yes, I love it, but
you're almost where I was when I started my channel, where I was teaching.
Yeah, but it's like it's not geeking out in the same way of like, isn't this cool that we could do this, Tom? You know, like when we met, like we were geeking out about it.
Well, that's why I love it when you you making videos is motivating to me. Like when you were super into vlogging and stuff, I was like, I want to vlog. When you get really into live streams, like I want to do a live stream. Like,
I know.
When you're excited about making stuff, it's really like infectious in the good way, and it really makes like me and other people want to do stuff. So it's cool that you are doing it in a way that works for you and is fun for you.
Like, I would love to go to an event where it's like seeing the magic of YouTube. And you know what the magic of YouTube isn't? It's not the best practices or the analytics or the hacks or the, you know, the secret to YouTube growth. Like, I want to see someone like Tom who, like, who cares who's watching, but you're just so into this thing. Like the 11-year-old Minecrafter. I want to see that. I think that's kind of why I liked VidCon. Like, I know it changed a lot, and a lot of VidCon is just crazy fangirl mayhem. But there was also, like, here's the room full of, you know, animation people. I don't know nothing about animation, but look how everyone is into it. And here's the travel vloggers, and here's, you know, the mukbangers, and here's the, like, whatever the niche is. And it, like, people are talking about the food, like they're talking about the thing, they're talking about their favorite anime.
It's like a hobby club kind of.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like, you know, look how Netflix makes their YouTube thumbnails or whatever it is. Like, it's not that. So I know that's like a very long answer to your question. About
So
Vid
no
Summit.
plans to go to Vid Summit.
I'm not hating on Vid Summit. I think it's worth going.
Everyone
just
I know
wouldn't
who's
go.
gone has loved it. So for
Yeah.
what it's worth, but yeah. Rodecaster Pro 2 just over $1,000 here, including tax. That is a lot. Try to play ads for channels I really like so they can get the money. You just got to get that YouTube Premium. Didn't start flight. Oh yeah, John didn't start flight
that's
lessons until I turned
cool.
40. There we go. Yeah, so I think, like, it's funny. The flight school I'm going to trains mostly younger commercial pilots. So they are, at least the students I've encountered and interact with the other ones, are pretty serious about it, even though they're younger.
Like, this is the career they're pursuing.
Yeah, and they're taking it very seriously. They're investing a lot of time, money.
It's like
They're-
college.
A lot of them have, like, relocated temporarily to take the training. So they're taking it pretty seriously. But I also notice there's just certain things of, like, I feel the difference of, like, what it would be like to teach a teenager versus teaching a 36-year-old. Like, you know, I think it could go the other direction where someone is older and they're like, oh, I don't need to do any of this. But it's like, I can kind of, this sounds almost cocky. I don't mean it, but I can kind of tell, like, there's almost surprise sometimes where it's like, you grasp that concept really quickly. It's like, yeah. I'm 36. Like, I'm a grown up. I get it. Like, you know, okay, I understand this. Like, I don't need to really understand why we need all these checklists and things. I get it. Like,
Yeah.
I want to do that because I've messed things up many times in my life, and I've learned
You understand the why.
the consequences for not doing that. Yeah.
Aspire Lab. I'm turning 57, and literally none of my age peers has any idea what I do.
That's probably almost a good thing, right? Like, I mean, maybe that means you're doing it right.
Cat ears. I think gaming channels are a fun way to engage with your existing community. Not everybody needs to be the next ninja. Just have fun and connect. That's it. I just commented on one of Tom's videos about how good he is at creating content. The content itself is secondary.
That's so nice.
At 57, I'm realizing my weekly online class I've been doing for 10 years is the same setup as
Been
a live
streaming
stream.
for a
I
decade.
love
It's true.
that. I love that. That makes me so happy. My 10-year-old nephew talks to me all day and night about video games from the 70s to modern. I don't understand half of it, but I played many of the original games, so I got street cred.
Yeah. I was at the arcade.
Japan has great internet. We do not have great internet. But that's
No, we
okay.
do not.
I take a $1,500 mortgage over mine.
Tom just
Man,
tinkers
so-
with everything around it. Bailey, you should see my room right now. It's...
Oh my god, you should see his room.
Well, go
You
check
can't see
her
the floor.
story. Yeah,
You can't
it's
see the floor.
destroyed. But I'm making progress.
Tokyo's like being here in Maryland with all the seasons, blistering in the summer.
Oh yeah, that was the thing though, is Japan gets like as hot as it does here, but also super humid.
I'm way more interested in how a 100K sub creator runs their channel versus a 50 million.
Yeah,
sub
me
creator.
too, because it's
Well, that's why like Vid Summit, like I feel like every year they get Mr. Beast, and every year that's who they're excited to promote, because obviously. But I'm like, no one is gonna run their channel like Mr. Beast,
Yeah.
man. Like, it's so weird. I don't know. It's weird. What do I know? I'm jealous of how Tom can concentrate and get things done. Oh, me too.
a superpower.
I like, there's just so many times where seeing him, I'm very aware of my ADHD.
You all don't know what's happening in my head, but I'll take the compliment.
Like, I'm like, how do you do it? He just does it. Like, you never missed a week in 5 years. You know who I don't think I've ever done anything for that long.
You better stay married to me for at least that long.
Oh, and much longer, darling.
There we go.
I have to head out. Bye, Bailey.
Bye.
Have an amazing day. What about People Video? So, People Video I would totally consider going to, but we're not going to go this year. We were going to go this year.
What we found is People Video is in Albany. Albany is not near a major airport. We're not near a major airport. That makes getting there extraordinarily difficult.
Yeah. So
yeah.
We're not going to. You know what I would love to do? I told Tom this. So this is what I'll put out to the universe. I want to do a Just Create More meetup event in Vegas that where we're not, there's no agenda, there's no workshops, there's no seminars. It's literally a like weekend meetup where we just hang out and create content. And Vegas has enough to offer in like food and like activities and all kinds of stuff to record. And there's Wi-Fi everywhere, and I feel like it has a major airport. It's super easy to get to, and like let's all plan a weekend and go. And it's
because you know how people say like the conference happens in the hallways. Okay, well, let's get rid of the conference.
Get rid of the conference and let's just hang out and make memories and make content about the memories, right? That's what I want to do.
That sounds fun and much more achievable.
I miss the days when YouTube was YouTube. No one really cares who you are in a sense. No, now no one really cares who you are in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's easier to at least make that connection on YouTube than like TikTok, where it's like people can have huge followings, but very small percentage of that following like connects with the person and knows who they are.
Bono Coffee, I appreciate your thoughts on VS on the thought of meeting other creators. The event ends at 5:30, and I'm sure there'll be
So that's the part there.
Any time to hear milk my arm, I think I'm not Kakana.
Unfortunately, I think of James and Mark, who are significantly more sane.
I'm with you regarding SoCal. I'll take arid heat over humidity any day.
Humidity is rough.
Yeah. Thinking about wiring my office studio with a bunch of webcams and having a dedicated 24/7 live stream where you can pop in anytime and watch me work. Tell me this is a stupid idea.
It is a stupid idea. You should use different cameras besides the webcam. I'm kidding.
I feel like this is a thing that happens on Twitch, right? Like 24/7 streams. Like that's.
It's like the zoo where they put the thing on the bird's nest that's gonna hatch.
No, like there's sleep streams.
Yeah.
But I feel like people.
You know, in flight training, I've learned about slip streams.
Have you heard of 24-hour streams? Or
Yeah.
like the thing where it's like, if I get 100 new subscribers, then I'll continue streaming for another hour, and then so what ends up happening is that these are so like successful that someone ends up streaming for like, you know, days. Yeah, because people keep subscribing. You know what I'll never do is be a streamer, because it's just so tired.
It was, speaking of Drew Gooden, he did a video where he took Ninja's streaming class and then put everything into play, including dyeing his hair blue. And then he did a 24-hour stream, which just went horribly. And like the only thing he accomplished was his one like main follower that he had gotten in this whole like weeks-long experiment. Because he did kind of what you did. He started a thing, but with no... I think no one knew it was him or anything.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, so he started like this thing, and the one person who actually found him and followed and liked him, the only thing he did was during the 24-hour stream, she was like, your hair looks awful now. Like, what did you do? So following the thing just alienated the one follower he got.
Michael says yes to the JCM meetup. Gil, Vegas is a great location. Yes, please.
Shut up and take my money.
Style. I'm in. Dude, it's happening.
That's an easy one.
Because then I feel like we're all figuring it out. Like, yes, some of us have more experience with YouTube than others, but like, I think there's something to learn from anyone.
I don't want to have to like coordinate a program and an event space and a this. That's why it's like, I just hang out.
Like, bring your camera and let's make content. We will learn in the process. Like, and we'll have a much better time. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like we should make this happen.
Right. I need to eat some luncheons.
Couples table meetup during NAB. When is NAB?
Oh, NAB. I think it's April. I would love to go to NAB.
Time.
Yeah. Oh, there's already so many people who would be there anyway. NAB there. Yeah. NAB is a bucket list item for me.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Potential.
Thoughts. Yeah. Heather, don't say you're going to be a streamer. Next thing you know. No. I can't, dude. I can't.
You're streaming right now.
Not video games though, because I just want to be on the couch. I don't want to have to like put the face on, you know.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Time to clear the table.
Have fun, man. I was gonna say have fun hanging out. It's been fun hanging out.
Yes. Thank you very much. We hope you have a safe, happy, healthy, fun rest of your week, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Awkward silence.
Oh, I forgot to take these out. Here we go.